Within the cradle of ancient civilization, the systematic observation of celestial phenomena began to take shape in the laboratories of early Babylon. In a world where precise measurements and elaborate record-keeping formed the core of advanced inquiry, Babylonian astrologers laid the foundation for what would become a rigorous scientific analysis of the heavens. Their approach combined both empirical observation and detailed calculations, forging a model that blended practical astronomy with mystical significance. Over the course of centuries, these early scholars cataloged the movements of the stars and planets with an impressive accuracy that later set the standard for astronomical research. The narrative of Babylonian astrology is a tale of scientific ingenuity and cultural interconnectivity that has influenced subsequent intellectual developments across Egypt, Greece, and the broader Hellenistic world. With a commitment to meticulous recording and systematic analysis, Babylonian researchers utilized advanced mathematical techniques to divide the sky into segments, introduce planetary deities, and interpret the hidden messages encoded in celestial movements. Their work was not merely an exercise in observation, but a deliberate effort to align cosmic events with terrestrial happenings, asserting an almost determinist view that the heavens dictated the fate of mankind. In this exploration, the celestial records, preserved on clay tablets and inscribed with precise numerical notations, serve as evidence of their profound influence. Their observational precision laid the groundwork for future empirical studies, while their symbolic interpretations established astrology as an amalgam of science, religion, and philosophy. This introduction sets the stage for a deep and technical analysis of how Babylonian astrology evolved into a transcultural phenomenon that continues to resonate in the study of ancient sciences and modern intellectual pursuits alike. Their comprehensive methodology bridged the gap between pure calculation and sacred symbolism, thereby forging a legacy that continues to underpin modern astrological studies indeed. In the ancient heart of Mesopotamia, within the walls of Babylon, a cadre of meticulous scholars dedicated themselves to deciphering the language of the heavens. Their work was characterized by sophisticated techniques in celestial measurement, carefully calculated to divide the sky into a series of systematic divisions that would later evolve into the zodiac. Intricate numerical systems were employed to record the positions of stars and planets, using base 60 mathematics that represented one of the earliest applications of a positional number system in recorded history. The precision with which the Babylonians documented these celestial events is evident in the numerous clay tablets that have survived millennia, each inscribed with detailed observations and systematic records of planetary movements. The analytical methods developed by these innovators extended beyond mere observation. They developed a complex framework that incorporated both empirical data and mystical interpretations. Each observed anomaly was meticulously cross-referenced with a corresponding mythological narrative, thereby infusing scientific inquiry with a rich tapestry of cultural symbolism. Their approach was essentially multidisciplinary, merging the quantitative rigor of mathematics with the qualitative nuances of spiritual symbolism. In doing so, Babylonian astrologers laid down a dual groundwork, one that supported predictive astronomical computations, and the other that provided interpretive frameworks for omens and prophecies. Central to these advancements was the intricate understanding of planetary deities, each meticulously associated with specific celestial bodies. This personification allowed the Babylonians to articulate a system where the movements of planets were seen not only as physical phenomena, but as divine signals. A perspective that provided both a scientific methodology and an explanation for terrestrial events. Such techniques enabled predictions that were consistently corroborated by subsequent astronomical observations, making their work a precursor to later advancements in both astrology and astronomy. Through this pioneering work, the Babylonians seamlessly integrated empirical measurement with interpretive narrative, establishing a legacy that would influence both the art and science of celestial analysis for generations. Moreover, extensive records reveal that Babylonian astronomers employed a methodical calibration of time, noting not only the order of planetary conjunctions, but also the cyclic periodicities that underpinned their predictions. Detailed analyses of these cycles, some approximating 60-year intervals, underscore the inherent precision of their numerical models. These records remain invaluable to scholars today, evidencing a blend of mathematical accuracy and mythological context that continues to inform our understanding of ancient scientific practices. These significant contributions offer a benchmark for modern astronomy. As the analysis moves toward the banks of the Nile in ancient Egypt, the narrative of celestial exploration finds a fascinating chapter, marked by cultural synthesis. Egyptian astronomers long employed their own advanced calendrical systems, including the division of the night sky into decans, groups of 36 stars observed to signal the passage of time in 10-day increments. However, as Babylonian astronomical texts found their way into Egyptian scholarly circles, during the first millennium BCE, a profound fusion of methodologies ensued. Egyptian scholars began to integrate the systematic Babylonian techniques into their established traditions, merging empirical precision with the sophisticated symbolic relevance of their solar calendar. In the stately observatories of Egypt, scholars meticulously recalibrated stellar observations, comparing native decanal groupings with the innovative zodiacal divisions inherited from Babylon. This intellectual cross-pollination resulted in an enriched framework that not only enhanced the Egyptians' ability to predict seasonal and agricultural events, but also elevated astrology to a tool for spiritual guidance. The result was a hybrid model wherein celestial phenomena were analyzed through both the pragmatic lens of timekeeping and the interpretive lens of divine orchestration. Detailed records indicate that Egyptian priest astronomers employed combined techniques to calculate the positions of celestial bodies with remarkable accuracy, utilizing both base 60 and base 12 numerical systems. Such technical amalgamation allowed them to refine eclipse predictions and intercalate the solar calendar with greater precision than ever before. The intermingling of Babylonian omens with traditional Egyptian iconography also introduced new mythological dimensions. For instance, planetary deities were reinterpreted within the context of existing Egyptian pantheons, leading to a syncretic representation that enriched both traditions. This integration is evident in the meticulous astronomical artifacts discovered in temple complexes, where inscriptions reveal that the fixed stars and the moving planets were aligned with the cycles of the flood and the rise of the dynasty. The synthesis of Babylonian methodologies with indigenous practices thus catalyzed a transformative period in Egyptian astrological practice. This era was marked by a remarkable merger of rigorous empirical analysis with profound religious symbolism, setting a precedent that would later influence Greek horoscopic techniques and the broader trajectory of ancient science. Moreover, detailed analysis of astronomical alignments found in relics from the era indicates that Egyptian astronomers had refined methods for correlating celestial events with annual cycles more intricately than previously assumed. Their hybrid system represented an evolution in observational precision, as it combined high-accuracy measurements with an enriched mythological context. The resulting amalgamation not only advanced timekeeping and predictive accuracy, but also provided a framework for integrating celestial symbolism into daily governance and religious rituals, demonstrating a level of sophistication that continues to fascinate modern scholars of ancient science. In the vibrant intellectual centers of Hellenistic Greece, the astrological legacy of Babylon reached a transformative stage. Here, the empirical methodologies and symbolic interpretations developed by the Babylonians encountered the rigorous philosophical inquiries of Greek scholars. The journey of these ideas, carried by figures such as Berossus, whose own career bridged Babylonian and Greek intellectual traditions, led to the refinement of astrological theory into a sophisticated system of personal horoscopy. In this milieu, Greek thinkers embraced a model that transformed the fixed celestial configurations of Babylonian records into dynamic charts reflecting individual destinies. By applying quantitative techniques to derive planetary positions and aspects, Greek scholars imbued astrological practice with a level of precision that allowed for detailed personality assessments and forecasts. This period witnessed an unprecedented integration of astronomical calculus with interpretive mythology. Greek researchers systematically expanded upon Babylonian observational data, melding it with their own mathematical innovations and geometrical insights. The nomenclature and symbolic significance of planetary deities were not merely translated, but reinterpreted within the context of Greek culture, resulting in a cross-cultural synthesis that enriched both traditions. Scholarly works, such as those attributed to Ptolemy in his Tetrabiblos, illustrate a comprehensive adaptation of Babylonian principles into a framework that was both methodologically rigorous and philosophically profound. In the halls of academies and bustling urban centers, the analytical methods were continually refined, with astronomers meticulously calculating planetary cycles, retrograde motions, and the relative brightness of celestial bodies. Moreover, detailed studies of these systems reveal that Greek astrologers often relied on extensive, empirical datasets acquired over centuries. They computed planetary orbits using geometric models that, while not precise by modern standards, provided an impressively consistent predictive capability. Robust statistical analyses of recorded omens and celestial events allowed Greek scholars to correlate astronomical phenomena with terrestrial occurrences in a methodical fashion. The synthesis of observational data with literary and mythological traditions produced a form of horoscopic astrology that elevated the discipline from a tool of statecraft to a medium of personal and existential insight. Thus, the astrological charts not only served as deterministic maps of an individual's fate, but also as repositories of accumulated astronomical wisdom. This period of adaptation highlights the remarkable intellectual continuity between Babylonian observational science and Greek analytical tradition. It is a testament to an enduring legacy that wove together disparate strands of empirical measurement, mathematical precision, and symbolic interpretation. The resulting horoscopic art, built upon layered insights and rigorous methods, continues to be studied as a seminal development in the history of both astrology and astronomy, marking a pivotal moment when the ancient science of the stars was reborn in a new cultural context. Furthermore, the quantitative refinements introduced during the Hellenistic period were underpinned by elaborate calculations that employed eccentric and epicyclic models, which, while later supplanted by heliocentric theories, represented a sophisticated understanding of planetary movements in their own right. Detailed ephemerides, compiled with astonishing consistency, allowed practitioners to predict celestial events with impressive accuracy. Through a synthesis of empirical data and interpretive nuance, Greek and Hellenistic astrologers advanced the field in ways that integrated both rigorous numerical analysis and a deep appreciation for mythic symbolism. Their methods underscored the complexity of celestial mechanics and established a foundation that continues to influence modern computational models in the study of astronomical phenomena in every detail. The influence of Babylonian astrology extended far beyond the realm of empirical observations and intricate mathematical computations. Within the ancient intellectual discourse, their approach established the principle that the cosmos was not a chaotic expanse, but a structured tapestry, where celestial movements echoed the rhythms of terrestrial events. Through systematic observation and precise numerical recording, Babylonian astrologers crafted a model in which mathematical order intertwined with mythological symbolism. This duality formed the bedrock upon which later cultures built their own cosmological frameworks, deeply influencing the development of scientific thought in civilizations that revered both empirical evidence and mythic narrative. In subsequent societies, particularly among the Egyptians and the Greeks, this philosophical paradigm became a cornerstone for integrating the quantitative aspects of celestial phenomena with the qualitative insights of spiritual inquiry. Detailed studies of Babylonian omens provided practitioners with not only predictive tools, but also with a conceptual lens, through which the natural order could be reinterpreted. In this synthesis, numerology and mythology were inextricably linked, a notion that underscored the perceived harmony between the mathematical regularities of the heavens and the unpredictable dynamics of human existence. Records meticulously curated by Babylonian scholars served as more than mere observational logs. They were philosophical treatises that communicated a belief in cosmic determinism. Moreover, the Babylonians' legacy in blending rigorous mathematical precision with rich spiritual symbolism resonated with the intellectual pursuits of later scholars. Ancient mathematicians and early astronomers borrowed heavily from Babylonian methodologies, adopting their base 60 numeration and systematic approach to computation. This cross-disciplinary influence contributed to enduring advancements in early astronomy, where the analysis of planetary cycles and the calculation of time were integral to scientific progress. Contemporary researchers continue to marvel at the predictive capabilities and philosophical depth encapsulated in these ancient frameworks, which even by today's standards demonstrate an impressive union of logic and spirituality. The transformative impact of Babylonian astrology is epitomized by its role in legitimizing astrology as a respected practice within advanced civilizations, by articulating a system where empirical observation was married to symbolic interpretation. Babylonian astrologers created a persistent model that has informed the evolution of astrological thought throughout history. This model has not only endured as a testament to human ingenuity, but also sparked critical debates regarding the interplay of empirical evidence and mystical belief. The enduring legacy of Babylonian astrology is ultimately a narrative of how the human mind sought to decode the cosmos, melding evidence with intuition in an eternal quest for understanding. Furthermore, scholarly research into ancient manuscripts confirms that the integrated model of Babylonian astrology provided a platform for interdisciplinary inquiry through precise measurements and elaborate mythological constructs. These early practitioners communicated a vision of the cosmos that seamlessly unified the realms of science and spirituality. Their methodologies gave rise to quantitative techniques that continue to influence statistical models in contemporary research. The synthesis of rigorous data analysis with symbolic interpretation laid an early foundation for what would become known as mathematical astronomy. This confluence of ideas not only redefined humanity's understanding of celestial mechanics, but also inspired successive generations to approach the mysteries of the universe with both skepticism and reverence. In essence, the Babylonian contribution continues to serve as a critical reference point for scholars who explore the nexus of empirical investigation and metaphysical inquiry with unwavering, timeless precision. In summary, the profound legacy of Babylonian astrology endures as a cornerstone of ancient scientific and cultural thought. Through the lens of rigorous observation, intricate calculation, and a harmonious blend of empirical data and mythic narrative, Babylonian scholars forged an approach to celestial analysis that transcends the boundaries of time and culture. Their pioneering methodologies in astronomical measurement, omen interpretation, and the division of the zodiac provided a systematic framework that served as both a predictive science and a vessel for spiritual insight. The transmission of these ideas to civilizations such as Egypt and Greece set in motion a transformative journey, whereby the interplay of observation and symbolism evolved into the sophisticated horoscopes of later eras. This narrative of intellectual synthesis illustrates how the ancient world sought to reconcile the observable universe with the realms of divine mystery. The detailed records, mathematical innovations, and philosophical treatises left behind by these early practitioners have continued to inspire modern investigations into both the natural and metaphysical dimensions of our cosmos. In their quest to decode the celestial order, Babylonian astrologers established a paradigm where logic and intuition coalesced to map the intricate dance of the heavens. The enduring influence of Babylonian astrology is evident in the way later cultures adopted and adapted its principles, embedding them in the foundations of not only astrological systems, but also in early astronomical research. This legacy, rooted in precision and a profound sense of cosmic order, remains a testament to humanity's timeless quest for understanding, a quest that continues to bridge the gaps between empirical inquiry and the ineffable mysteries of the universe. In reflecting upon these enduring echoes, one perceives a dialogue between past innovations and future aspirations, where every ancient calculation whispers timeless wisdom to modern inquiry. This synergy endures in every measured star indeed.